Hey, what's going on, everybody? Blaze here, coming at you with another type of video. Man, I was thinking about some Naruto fights and the lack of Naruto games, and the thinking about the Naruto games has just really just made me go back and rewatch a lot of the fights we all come to know and love. And I wanted to rank them because I was like, I never actually gave my thoughts on like Naruto's fights, but I wanted to rank them mostly. So let's start ranking them. A lot of these fights in this one right here on this tier list I got is Naruto's fights from like fillers and stuff. Some of them filler fights are kind of fucking mid. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't care about those fights. But let's get into it now. All Sasuke's fights probably gonna be S tier. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I have a huge Sasuke bias. First fight right here, we got all the Kages. That's probably against Madara. So the Kage versus Madara. That shit low-key A tier. That's A tier. That's the A tier fight. I'm not mad at that fight. That's an A tier fight. That is definitely an A tier fight. Madara clapping all of the Hokages up like that is an A tier fight. Madara was the most entertaining part about that fight. Him just folding every single one of them dudes. Even asking them, how do they want to get their ass beat by a Susanoo or not? That shit. Maru had levels of disrespect that just were unheard of. Oh my gosh, that shit was just, I couldn't imagine being in a situation like that. You can't tell me how I'm gonna get my ass beat. That's disrespectful. That's a level of disrespect. You might as well just kill me right then and there if you're gonna ask me how I'm gonna get my ass beat. But that ain't answering. Like, it ain't one of the greatest fights ever, but it's definitely like a great on a rewatch. Jiraiya's chest getting scarred. Isn't this when he was talking about Naruto going berserk in his tail beast state? I don't understand, like, it's not a fight, though. And we didn't really see the fight. We kind of saw, like, Naruto going crazy, but we didn't really see a fight. So how am I supposed to rank this? I'm just going to throw it in D, because it wasn't a fight. It was an altercation. It wasn't really a fight. Jiraiya wasn't going all out trying to kill this nigga. Orochimaru versus Naruto. That's B. That Four Tails fight versus Orochimaru is pretty solid. Naruto going berserk all over Orochimaru and Orochimaru not taking that shit seriously at all is pretty fucking hilarious. Once again, not one of the best fights, but it is definitely good, solid on a rewatch. But it is not as good as the Madara versus the Kage's fight. That fight was on a separate tier. They really went into that fight thinking they was about to clap Madara. That shit is hilarious. As a reanimation, no less. Ah, yeah, nah, y'all gonna have to hold that L, buddy. Choji versus what's his name? Jirobo from part 1 when he went like Super Saiyan 2 butterfly mode. I have not rewatched that fight in years. I liked it. It was straight, but it's not as good as Orochimaru versus Naruto fight. That Orochimaru versus Naruto fight had a lot more behind it. Choji was like, "You gonna stop disrespecting my friends." I don't know. It doesn't have that same kind of intensity. And it only was good until he went to butterfly mode and punched that dude once and was done. Sasuke versus Donzo, get your ass up here in S tier. I want y'all to know this right now. Like I said before, this is probably gonna have a heavy Sasuke bias. I'm just telling you that. Nah, Sasuke is my favorite character if you already didn't fucking know. Sasuke killed my least favorite character. So take this, look at it from my perspective. Sasuke killed my least favorite character. My favorite character killed my least favorite character. Let that sink in. That's gotta be S tier fight category right there. And on top of that, it's probably the fight I rewatched and thought about the most. Sasuke versus Daedara. Okay, I know I said it's gonna have a Sasuke bias. I'm putting that in A tier. Like, Sasuke's pulling off some genius level shit, but it was not as good as the Sasuke versus Donzo fight. Because you got Sasuke pulling off genius level shit against the motherfucker he wants true and utter revenge on. Daedara was just, I need some information on Itachi. Tell me where Itachi is. Sasuke pretty much just treated him like a fucking dun-to-dun. Sasuke versus Gara in his berserker form. Low-key, that's B tier. I don't know why I said it was gonna have a Sasuke bias. It's not even that damn bias. So that's B tier. It was a straight fight, but it pretty much just hold him off till Naruto got there. He wasn't even doing a good job of it because that fucking tail beast transformation it was ridiculous. Guy versus Kisame. That's C tier. It's pretty mid. Like, that fight would just happen and it was over with. Guy versus Madara. That's A tier easy. That's A tier easy. They finally put some respect on Guy Sensei's name, boy. That's A tier easy. You got to give him A tier just for that alone. You finally put respect on the Guy Sensei? Yeah. Madara versus Hashirama. Low key, B. I didn't care about that fight like that. I mean, it was straight. It happened. I feel like it was just a thing that happened. Not, I'm good. Asuma versus Hidan. That shit's C tier. I did not give a fuck about Asuma, and the fight wasn't even that damn good, to be honest. Shikamaru versus Hidan. I'm gonna put that in B tier only because Shikamaru got his revenge against Hidan, and that's the main part of the fight right there. That's the most interesting part about that fight. The fight was strategic, it was tactical, and all that good stuff. But it was nice to see Shikamaru get that revenge, pull out that cigarette, kind of light it for Asuma's ghost. Man, yeah, that fight had a lot of weight on it, so that's why I would give it the edge over all these fights. And I honestly think it's better than a lot of these fights down here too. Orochimaru versus the third Hokage. I was rewatching that shit the other day. That shit is A tier easy. Then whipping out all of them ridiculous jutsus. The third Hokage showing that he does have some worth even as an old man. Because I know a lot of people shit on the third Hokage now because they saw how he kind of treated Naruto growing up, how he didn't help him as much. But looking at how that fight was good from start to finish. They put up that barrier. That's a hype-ass fight. You put up a barrier and it was like only one of us is leaving here alive. And that's literally what happened. Oh my gosh! If I had to fight the reanimations, it's a good thing his reanimation sucked, cause he would have died if they came back full power like they did in Shippuden. Which I think mostly he didn't create the second Hokage and first Hokage as powerful as they were. So yeah, Sasuke and Hitachi versus Kabuto. That shit kind of B tier. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's a B tier fight. I did not care that much about that fight. It had like that one good scene where they were like doing the first loop for these Izanami, but other than that, that fight was just alright. I didn't care too much about that fight. I felt like it was talking more than anything else anyway. But it was nice to see Sasuke and Itachi work together, so that's the only reason I'm giving it B tier. I would like put it at A tier, but like I don't think it's as good as any of these other fights. Like I would watch all these fights before I would watch this fight. Itachi versus Kakashi. That shit was B too. Sasuke versus Itachi, put that bitch in S tier, please. I shouldn't even have to explain why that one was S tier. Jiraiya versus Kisame and Itachi really wasn't a fight, more of an altercation, but all you do is trap them in the stomach and they ran away. Man, C tier. Three-way deadlock. That's B tier. It's gonna be a lot of B tier fights. Jiraiya versus the Pains. That shit's A tier easy. I was watching that shit a couple months ago. A tier easy fight. Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura versus Kaguya. I don't like Kaguya. I'm one of the people who feel like she was just pushed in at the end of the fucking show just so we can get Boruto. But I mean, I heard stories that it was planned months in ahead, so that's why Kaguya was introduced. But I mean, did I like the fight? It was alright. B tier. I don't really have like a super high opinion of that fight. Like I really don't. Like I learned certain parts of it, but if you ask me to rewatch the entirety of that fight, I won't do it. I honestly would not do it. All the other ones I will watch in their entirety. I probably won't watch that one in its entirety. Like I honestly wouldn't. Kakashi swapping hands with Kakuzu for a brief moment. That shit's A tier. That nigga Kakashi was scared of nobody. I would watch that scene before I watch any of these other fights below it. Let's see, Kiba versus Sakura and Hidan. That shit's C tier. That was mid. I did not care about Kiba. I mean, nobody likes Kiba, and who cares? Kisame versus Killer Bee. That shit's B tier. Sasuke versus Killer Bee. Sasuke's getting clapped, but that was still a good ass fight. Like it was sad to see my man's getting clapped like that, but that was a good ass fight, boy. Killer Bee was putting in that work. He was giving that black excellence to Sasuke, boy. Oh my god. He giving that black excellence to everybody on the team. Everybody on the team, yeah. Every single body on the team. Everybody was getting them hands that day. Killer Bee didn't have to hold back, and they did. And I think they even stopped holding back halfway into the fight. They was like, we got to attack this guy with full intent to kill, and it still didn't change anything. They were still getting folded. Obito versus Conan. Low key, that fight was kind of cool. I ain't gonna lie to you. Do I think it's as cool as the stuff in A tier or as cool? Nah, it wasn't as cool. Like, I think it's like, this is in B tier, but it's high B tier. You know what I mean? Konohamaru versus Pain. I only liked it because of the Rasengan, but it wasn't better as all this other stuff. Konohamaru versus Tamari. That was funny, but it wasn't like crazy like that. It was a filler fight, I think. Minato versus Obito. Oh yeah, I was watching that the other day. Go ahead and throw that in S tier. That's a fucking banging ass fight. From him warping away the tail beast bomb to him going to Obito, hitting him with the contract seal and the Rasengan and going back. Yeah, that everything leading up to that shit was amazing. From Naruto's birth all the way to the end, that shit was fire. Naruto versus the Raikage. That shit B tier. Naruto's a lot of B tier fights. This is a filler fight. I don't care. I don't even remember it. I'm gonna put this shit in D. Like, I don't care. I don't even remember. Naruto versus the Dark Naruto. I like that Naruto was able to conquer his hatred. So I like the concepts of it and stuff like that. So I guess it was cool. But I barely remember the fight. I'm gonna give it B tier just cause it was more of a mental thing than anything else. Naruto hit Kabuto with that Rasengan for the first time. Put that bitch in S tier. I don't care what happens. Until I become Hokage, I ain't gonna die. Smack this bitch ass with a Rasengan. My mans. This is a filler fight too, but I remember kind of liking it, so I'm gonna give it C tier. Naruto smacking the Zetsus, that's A tier easy. Naruto versus Obito, that fight felt like it lasted longer than it should, but I'm putting A tier. Naruto versus Pain, get your bitch ass up in S tier, please. Naruto and Sasuke versus each other, get your ass in S tier. I should not. That's the final fight. I was watching that shit the other day. Put that bitch in S tier, please. Sasuke versus Orochimaru. This is the fight that made me a Sasuke fanboy. Get your ass up here in S tier, please. Oh my gosh. He didn't even win that fight, but he still Sasuke put in that work. He conquered his fear, thought about Itachi, activated that Sharingan. Man. Started smacking Orochimaru. He did pretty good. Yeah, like I said, he didn't win the fight. Orochimaru, I think, was holding back for the most part, but he did pretty fucking good. That fight was hype. Hit that ass with that Dragon Flame Jutsu. Oh, yeah. Neji versus Hinata. See? It was sad seeing Hinata get slapped like that, but when I first watched it as a kid, I did not care. Neji versus Maru. That shit A tier, honestly. I watched that shit a couple of times. That strategic fight right there, them putting up their plans to go back and forth on how they're going to do it. Neji trying to change the trajectory of the arrow. Him figuring out Neji's blind spot. We didn't even know the Byakugan had a blind spot until this spider nigga told us. Neji versus Naruto. That fight went good to the end. I'm putting that shit in B tier. Kakashi versus Obito. Get your ass in S tier. That shit was a banger. Put you in D. I don't care. That shit was mid. Sasuke versus Raikage. Get your ass in S tier. Rock Lee versus Gara, get your ass in S tier. Rock Lee versus what's his name? Maru. That was A tier. I don't even remember this fucking filler ass fight. I think it was okay though. Sakura, put that shit in C tier. Sakura's fights are trash. I see why they don't make her fight much. Like, they're kind of boring. The only part that was good is when he pulled out all those shadow puppets, and she had to fight through all them puppets, and she was smacking all of them. Other than that, it was pretty good. And the end was cool too when she jumped in front of Chiyo to get stabbed. Sasuke versus Orochimaru. That shit's A tier. That shit is A tier. Sasuke versus Naruto for the first time when they met back up. That shit A tier too. He was slapping all of them niggas in Team 7. He really showed them the difference in his power versus theirs. He slapped everybody. Yamato, Sai, Naruto suppressed the Nine Tails. He would have clapped Sakura too, but you know, her uselessness activated, and yeah. Shikamaru versus Tayuya. That was C tier. It was alright. All he did was hold her down with a shadow possession jutsu and then let her move. Shikamaru versus Tamari. That's the fight that made them fall in love, I guess. That was pretty cool. I'll put it in B. Shino versus Kankuro. That fight was low-key kind of good. I'm gonna put that in A tier. Obito versus these two idiots. It was a cool moment. I don't think it was like a hype like that. Kakashi versus Zabuza, get your ass in A tier. Yeah, boy. This is probably going to be the quintessential list. Make no mistake, this is the quintessential list, boy. S tier, we got Sasuke and Donzo, Sasuke and Hitachi, Minato and Obito, Naruto versus Kabuto, Naruto versus Pain, Kakashi versus Obito, Naruto and Sasuke, Sasuke versus Orochimaru for the first time, Sasuke versus Raikage, and Rock Lee versus Gara. A tier, we got the Hokages versus Madara. I'm surprised they don't have Sasuke versus Madara. Sasuke and Naruto versus Madara. I would put it in like S tier because that was just like extremely hype for me. So I probably would put it in S tier if it did exist. If it did exist. Sasuke versus Daedara. I'm about to say Minato. Might Guy versus Madara. Third Hokage versus Orochimaru. I low-key kind of on the move. Third Hokage versus Orochimaru in the S tier. I'm about to actually put that in S tier. Jiraiya versus the Pains. Loki, put that shit in S tier too. What the fuck am I doing? Sasuke versus Killer Bee. Naruto versus Obito. Neji versus Maru. Rock Lee versus Maru. Sasuke versus Orochimaru. Maru, I mean. Sasuke versus Orochimaru. Sasuke showing them the absolute fucking monster he's become training with Orochimaru. Like, low-key, put in the comment section below, who would you train with if you had the opportunity to train between Tsunade, Jiraiya, and Orochimaru? I'm low-key probably will pick Orochimaru. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. Just seeing the absolute monster Sasuke became, yeah, I'm picking Orochimaru. Shino versus Kankuro. Zabuza versus Kakashi. Watch him get copied that entire time was actually entertaining. Yeah, this is the quintessential list right here. I might actually rank the characters from the like strength levels 2 in Naruto. I low-key was thinking about putting some more Naruto on the channel because that's what really gets me like some views as opposed to the Grand Cross stuff. I don't know. I'm still thinking about what I want to do with the channel. Always thinking about what I want to do with the channel. But this is going to be it for this video right here, guys. I think this is the quintessential list. No other list will be better than this. I dare anybody to challenge me on that one. But if you guys like this video, you want to see more, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that bullshit. This being boy BlazeHood. Peace out.